know if this is too much light or not. Like, it's a little too much. I might put a little filter on here just to play around. It's too much. Excuse me, I had a burp. Andrew, I feel like that's you. That one viewer gotta be you. I mean, I don't need a filter. It's just like fun for me to play with them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hey Jason, what's up? My skin is just like, ugh, right now. Anyways, we're not gonna dwell on that because that's negativity. So I'm gonna give y'all a few more seconds to come in because I just want to get right to this message and, you know, start talking about it. So, hey Jason, glad that you're here and, you know, listening to me. Hopefully no lipstick get on my teeth. Yes, I got ready just to go live because, you know what? Ever since I was chilling, about to take a bong rip and went, okay, well, I hope you and your grandpa have some great bonding time. That's always fun. Ever since I was like in 6th grade, I've been playing lipstick all over my face, okay? And I'm just like, this is who I am. I love getting ready. I love being cute. And it's something like that I've kind of like shut out about myself. Give it like 13 to 20 more seconds and I'm gonna just start talking. I really like this hairstyle. I don't know if I want to grow it out again because like this shit. This is my bathroom. I don't know where else to go live right now because I live with a family friend and I'm not getting all my stuff that I want. Oh, thank you. She fine. So when I get my new apartment, I'll have a lot more different scenery. Excuse me. So today's message is about how I found self-awareness. You know, with the new age and everything, this is one of the biggest things that everyone's looking for. Everyone's talking about it on Instagram, YouTube, and stuff. And personally, a lot of people ask me, well, like, how did you get to where you are at today? And so that's why, you know, I'm going live today and I just want to like help you guys find your peace and your self-awareness. So, I'm going to take you guys kind of like back a little bit just so you can kind of like get to know me a little bit. You know, I'm going to be going live every other day or at least posting a video every other day for the next few months. So we really going to get to know each other. But, so I grew up in Arizona, Scottsdale, where all the white people are. Nothing wrong with that. I'm black and white, so it worked out for me. I don't know who my father is. I never met him. I mean, I know who he is. I just never met him. My uncle, actually, like his brother, found me when I was like a sophomore or a junior in high school. He found me. He was like, is your name, you know, Reed Marie? And I was like, yeah, that's me. Like, what's up? He was like, oh, you know, like, I'm your dad's brother. And it was a really big thing for me. And me and my dad talked for like a few seconds and I hung up on him because it was like super awkward for me. Excuse me, I have like burping gas right now. Oh my God, this is embarrassing. And like my mom was very like emotionally distant with me growing up. So I kind of have like abandonment on both sides of my family. And they play out differently in your life, you know, as far as like when you grow up and the stuff that you seek. So like I said, I have abandonment on both of my sides. I only have one sibling. I was bullied from 4th to about 8th, 9th grade. It kind of stopped in 8th grade, but like 9th grade, women were still like trying to antagonize me and make up stuff to fight me and just create drama with me for whatever reason. I mean, I think I know now what the reason was. There's always like been this light inside of me that I feel like people were kind of like intimidated by. And a lot of things, thank you. A lot of things have happened to me growing up, and I'll harp on those later on my YouTube. But like I said, I was bullied. I didn't grow up with a father. My mom was emotionally distant. Like I said, I'm mixed, and I kind of got like some racism coming from my mother's side of the family, which my mother's side of the family is white. And so that kind of created a lot of negative patterns within my psyche, like my brain, and in my emotional body. And I just remember being angry all the time. I was always so mad about stuff, like, and negative. Like, I kind of have like, even still to this day, there's things that like really get me riled up, or I don't really know how to handle problems. A lot of times I try to be calm in the midst of obstacles and what's the word I'm looking for? Tribulation. But sometimes, like, the way my brain is wired because of the trauma I went through from birth, it's really, really hard for me to stay calm or, you know, just be centered with some things. I've done a lot of practice, and, you know, a lot of things that I used to do, I really don't do anymore. But, you know, I moved away from my hometown January, like the end of January of 2015. Like I said, I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona. Also, to be honest, I don't know what that word right there is all my life. So I think you might have misspelled it on accident. But no, everything just felt like it didn't belong. Like, all the stuff I was doing, all the people I was around, it just didn't feel right anymore. I was meeting a lot of opposition with people. People just didn't, oh, special, gotcha. People didn't like me. And, you know, I remember some of my friends from home calling me, you know, even 3 years later. Like, I haven't been living in Arizona for 3 years, and I probably didn't visit for like 2 years. And just like hitting me up like, girl, your name is still heavy out here. Like, you don't even live out here, and people be talking about you. Like, people I never even met, that never even been around me, like, just having opinions about me. And I'm like, damn, like, that's crazy, you know, for me to have that kind of effect. So those are kind of the reasons why I moved to Atlanta when I was 20, turning 21 that year, because I was just like, where I'm from, I just didn't feel like people wanted to see me win. I had a lot of haters, and just like people who I thought were my friends really were like jealous and like creating lies about me and all that stuff. So that's what kind of like made me leave. And I've kind of always been different and like mature for my age. And I know that, like, I remember that because I had to like kind of grow up fast because of my trauma. And so when I got out here, like to Atlanta where I'm at now, I just got back a few months ago, I spent a lot of time alone. Like, I'm not a person who's like, oh, I'm about to be around any and everybody and just try to like kick it with anyone. Like, I wanted to really find some cool people. And so I kind of just like separated myself, and it was so hard. Like, I wanted to move back home and go back to like everything that I knew because it was comfortable, because it was hard being alone. And like, I started facing things that I didn't realize was there. And that's when I realized, like, damn, like, when there's so much noise around you, you cannot hear yourself. Your body's trying to heal yourself from trauma, from the things that you've been through in life. But there's so much noise around you. You have people over here, people over there. You're going to work. You're just always distracted from everyday things in life that you cannot hear your inner voice and what it's trying to tell you. So when I moved out to Atlanta and I didn't know anyone, I had to start from scratch. That's kind of when like these things started really like, you know, lining up with me. Like, what's up? I'm here. Like, all this stuff that you've been through, all the negative emotions that you kind of like suppressed and act like they weren't there. And you know, the way you like, I used to do dance, play music, go out all the time. Sometimes I still go out. And just all the things I did to distract myself, I did not have that no more. So all the things that I suppressed were kind of like coming up, and I was like, bro, like I need to leave. I need to go back home, be around these people that I initially said that I wanted to not be around, because it was too hard. Like I didn't want to deal with that stuff, you know? So fast forward, it's like October, November, and this thought comes in my brain about the Bible. And I am back into religion, just like metaphysically though. Like I don't think it's literal. I think there's a deeper message in the Bible that we really need to understand. But the way they teach it in church and like in society, it's effed up. Like it's not the right way. And so like this inner voice, or like I don't know what it was just like the Bible's fake. Like that's the thought I had in my head. Is like, bro, the Bible is fake. And I was like, it's like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Because I really believed in God and a higher power. Like I have this tattoo, as you see, and my faith was high. And like my biggest thing in life, you know, whatever it is out there, the Most High, God, whatever it is, programmed me to want to know the truth, like what's really out there. You know what I'm saying? And so when that thought came to me, I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like if God's not real and religion's not real, what's real? Like what is real, right? But before that, I was seeking things because I was angry. I was wearing contacts all the time. Like I would wear wigs, contacts, all this stuff, like stuff out of insecurity. Adam met Eve, and he had two sons, Cain and Abel, and two wives, where the mystery would just come from. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff, and I'm still unraveling all these things, and I know that I'm destined to figure out these answers and stuff. But like I said, I was like wearing wigs, like I was doing my makeup, like barely. I don't even wear like makeup on my eyebrows no more. And I was just doing my makeup to make a face that wasn't even mine, just some insecure stuff, you know? And one day I looked in the mirror and I'm like, who are you? Like, you know, you wear contacts. Like I was literally Googling pictures of women with green eyes versus women with brown eyes to see who was prettier, because that was going to determine what kind of contacts I was going to wear. And that made me really question, like, why am I doing this? And then I was angry. Like I was ready to go. Like that's not who I really was, because in 4th grade, I got in my first fight. This girl, you know, kind of like snuck me. And I was scared. I was super scared because I was like, one, I never been in a fight. Two, I don't be fighting. I don't know what the fighting is. But like now this is being introduced to me, and now I felt like I had to learn it. And like be ready and just kind of like make my persona that way, because I felt like if I didn't, then I would continue to be tried, and people like coming at me or thinking I'm weak because I'm soft, because I'm sweet, because I don't want to have conflict. So I kind of developed this thing to protect myself, but I was like, Ree, this isn't really you. Like this anger, this violence, it's not really who you are, you know? And so I was just looking in the mirror for a long time, like, that's not you. Who made this person? Who? Society? The people who bullied you, the people who followed you home, trying to fight you, trying to pull your hair because you have pretty long hair, because you always had this light about you, and people wanted to destroy it. That's who. And so I started asking all these questions and finding the answers. I would seek. Hi Jade. Oh my God, girl, what's up? I would seek the answers because I was miserable inside. Like I would cry and just remember, like, I really want to be happy. Why am I not happy? And it's because I forgot who I was in my heart. Like, I let the world taint me. I let the world taint me, y'all. And so that's when it started. Like, my self-image issues, I have a lot of them. Sometimes here and there, you know, I deal with insecurity, or like, oh girl, you look weird. And I think all of us women do. But you know, in those moments, I'm like, girl, you tripping, you're beautiful. And then when I see other beautiful women, I make sure I don't be on no hater stuff and let them know that they're beautiful, because there's no need for that. And once I started acknowledging the things that were wrong with myself, like my negative, you know, train of thought, more answers started coming to me, and I could see things. I was like, dang, like, you know, your childhood really has an effect on how you view yourself as an adult. You feel me? Like, I never was heard as a kid. Like, nobody ever listened to me. Everyone always thought my intentions were messed up. People used to lie and say, oh, I'm drama, I'm trying to start something. Everything that I did, it was like females always telling me I was doing something wrong. And I felt invalidated. So, like, as an adult, I was always like, look at me, you know, like, I'm gonna do this stuff just so y'all can validate me, because I lost myself in that. Like, I wanted people to see me for who I really was. Like, no, I'm not that person. Like, y'all try to make me out to be this type of person, and I'm not. Like, and it's something that still hurts me to this day, because I have a really big heart and I want to love people, and people always put tainted, like, you know, things around my personality, like, oh, you're doing this because you're trying to be messy, or it's never been that, like, ever. And so I had to, like, go back to my childhood and be like, where did this start? Where did these emotions start? Because we get triggered, you know what I'm saying? Like, my relationship with my husband helped me realize that, because, you know, there'd be times where he doesn't really understand me, and I would get so mad, and I'm like, there has to be a deeper reason at, like, why I'm being mad, you know? Like, we always think it's the situation at hand, but at one point in life, we felt that way before. Maybe multiple times, for it to, like, kind of, what am I trying to say? You know, like, if somebody always is telling you, I don't know what the word is right now, I'm having a blank, which is good, because I was always scared to go live and talk about this stuff, because I thought I would sound stupid. But, like, if somebody's always telling you you're ugly your whole life, and then, like, you're in a relationship and somebody does something, you're going to perceive their action as them, you know, trying to reinforce. That's the word, reinforce the stuff that we've been through. Like, all the things that we get triggered by is, like, people reinforcing something that we kind of, like, already been through. Thank you, God. Thank you for helping me. And so, like, that's why we're scared to be vulnerable. That's why, you know, we're scared to just be open, because we're scared of the reinforcement that we're going to receive. I know I was anyway. And so that's kind of how I found self-awareness, is looking at my outer world. Like, you know, a lot of women would reject me, or I would be cool with women and they start copying me, they start trying to, like, leave me out, doing all kinds of stuff, right? And then denying it, because I'm the type of person, I'm gonna confront you, like, you kind of being weird. You know, they deny it, and I think that's, like, God trying to be like, girl, listen to your intuition. You know, I gave you good intuition, you know that. And so a lot of women, yeah, like, my friends have tried to fight me, all kinds of stuff, and they deny it. And it's like, okay, you know, whatever. But so that's how I found self-awareness, is by, like, starting to look at everything outside of me as a projection of what was going on inside of me. Like, why do I keep attracting people who reject me? Because I'm rejecting myself. I'm rejecting myself. A lot of the things that I was doing wasn't me. It wasn't me. I was doing it to gain acceptance, because I've never been accepted. I was doing it to be heard, because I've never been heard. I was doing it to fit in, because I stand out, and I am so different that people reject me because they don't understand. Because it triggers their insecurities and things that they're going through. So they reject me because I have to become self-awareness for them. And I know that I can see people's trauma because I'm so self-aware. I can see when people are doing something out of ego and trauma. So I know when my beauty or like me being who I am triggers another woman. And then she start acting funny towards me. And I'm like, damn, like I triggered something within her that she's insecure about. She's probably not authentic to who she is. So now, you know, but I'm attracting that because then at the same time, I'm trying to tone myself down to fit in. Because I'm tired of standing out. I'm tired of people rejecting me because I stand out. Whether it's my looks or, you know, my personality, the way I think. I don't know what it is, and I'm not trying to project that on nobody, but I know for a fact that's the reason why I've had some problems with women. And so I just started asking myself, you know, questions. And the only reason why I came to that awareness is by being alone. I cannot stress that enough, that when we're around noise and we do stuff out of ego, like, oh, I'm going to go drink, I'm going to go have sex, I'm going to do all these things of my fleshly desires, it keeps your inner world at bay. You're feeding your flesh, so that because your ego is like, I don't want to heal. Your ego is there to protect you from all the bad things that happen in life. So your ego is trying to protect you. And if you even try to start healing, you have to feel. You have to feel all of the things that you've been through in life. And sometimes that hurts worse than actually going through it, you know? And it's a lot, you guys. It's really a lot. But once I saw it, I just kept going down that path, because we will self-sabotage ourselves. And I know that because there was this girl that I knew I was not supposed to be hanging out with. But I saw so much of my hurt in her that I wanted to help her. I really did, you guys. And she's a beautiful, great woman. I still love her to this day and pray for her. And that's because I see my younger self in her. And I see that we have the same trauma. And I was about to move her out to Atlanta when I first moved out here. I was like, you know, just get away from her hometown and, you know, come with me. And I ended up in jail the day she was supposed to come out there because God was trying to protect me. And so it's like, we don't know. We don't know. We see the signs. The signs are, you know, when you go do something you're not supposed to, stuff fucks up. It fucks up. Like, you might get in a car accident. You might get in a fight. Just negative energy, some type of negative energy is surrounding what you're doing. But you continuously do it because you're living from your flesh. No matter how many times you see you're not supposed to do that. And you've been shown that you're not supposed to do that. Your flesh is too strong because it hurts. It hurts to be vulnerable. It hurts to be strong. It hurts to stop doing the things that numb your pain that is inside of your heart. And I stopped doing that, y'all. And I would be on the bathroom floor crying, like, oh my, like, just crying my eyes out because the pain was so bad. And I was like, dang, like, I can't believe I've been doing this to myself this long. I've been hurting my own self this long. And I wonder why people come around me and hurt me and do this and do that, because I'm doing it to myself. And the universe, God, the Most High, whatever you want to define it as, I believe in God. And, you know, I'm not rude. I'm not going to, you know, discredit your beliefs. But I feel like that energy is always trying to help us. The higher energy is like, you know, you blaming everybody outside yourself, but all the things in your life are a reflection of you. Things you don't like in people, things that people are doing to you, you might subconsciously be doing. You might be not loving yourself. So that's why you keep attracting men, friends, family members who treat you like this, because deep down inside, you're not being true to yourself. And you have to be really 100 with yourself and be like, what am I doing to myself? Am I living out of ego? Am I trying to please other people? Am I trying to be accepted? Am I like, I'm a weirdo. Straight up. I'm a weirdo. I love nature. Like, I just be saying random weird stuff. And growing up, women, like my girlfriends, they'd be like, you're weird. You're weird. So I kind of just like shut my personality off because I didn't want to be weird. And so you got to go down to your childhood, everything, and its roots. Excuse me. You have to pull everything up by the roots. It could be, like I said earlier, I deal with abandonment. So there can be 10 different personality traits that I have, or like coping mechanisms that come from being abandoned. Emotionally by my mother and physically by my father. So that equals 20 right there. And, you got to figure out, you got to dissect each thing that you do. Consciously, subconsciously, that you do. And where does it really stem from? We could blame this person who is outside of us. Like, oh, this bitch, she disrespected me. Oh, yeah, he did. But you're giving your power away. And your power's been given away. Where did that start? Where did it really start? You can blame this person all you want. You can blame this situation all you want. But where did that feeling really start? For example, like I said, I have abandonment issues with my father and my mother. So when I first got with my husband, he had a lot of girlfriends. And him talking to them triggered me because I was like, I never saw my self-worth because I got bullied and stuff. And people calling me ugly and calling me weird and all this stuff. I kind of like let those words stick in my brain and create my reality. Like, yeah, you are weird. Yeah, you are ugly. Yeah, you are nobody. Yeah, nobody likes you. So when I got in a relationship, I was like, when he finds another woman or he talks to her, he's going to realize she's better than me. Because my whole life, I've always been told I wasn't nobody, So I could have blamed it on him for talking to other women, like why I have this like deep pain, this trigger like this. I would get pissed, bro. I would get so mad, like. But it's because deep down inside, I didn't know my worth. It had nothing to do with him talking to other women. Him talking to other women triggered my insecurities of being unworthy of love, of being not good enough. That's the truth. And that's how you find self-awareness, is stop blaming people for the emotions you have, because those started a long time ago. And you gotta point it out where. And I Googled stuff, and I'm still finding things till this day. And I started this 5 years ago, 4.5 years ago, almost 5. And I'm still learning the root and going deeper, because sometimes, there's what you can see on the outside. Like, with the root, you can see the tree. But then there's stuff under the dirt. So, we got to start with picking off the apple, which for me was, okay, I'm going to stop wearing contacts. That was the surface. Now, I'm going to get to the deeper layers. The top of the tree, the middle of the tree, the end of the tree. Now we get into the foundation of the dirt. And it doesn't happen overnight. So I just really wanted to share that with you guys because I love you. And God told me to do this. And I just want to see us all grow. We got to save the world. We got to save our souls. And I want you to know that anything anyone does to you is either because they're going through their own stuff, or you're kind of attracting things to awaken you to what you've been doing to yourself. And you can change it like that. Just become aware. Stop blaming people outside of you and figure out where you've been doing that to yourself. Where have you been leaving yourself behind? Where have you been, being unloyal to who you are? Because I know I stopped doing so many things that I love to do because I thought they were nerdy. I didn't do band in high school because I didn't want to be a band geek. And now I'm about to pick up the flute again and stuff. So many things because we don't want to be made fun of. We don't want people to count us out, all these things. And when we get into adulthood is when we kind of go back into who we are. And I'm trying to be authentic to myself. And so many things that we manifest come from our inauthenticity. We're not being true to who we are. We're chasing things because we're hurt, whether it's by men, by other women in our life, by our mother, our father, our family. We do a lot of things to protect ourselves subconsciously. So a lot of things I didn't realize I was doing. Some things it kind of like made sense off rip. Oh yeah, I'm doing this because of this. But like I said, some things were like under, the dirt, and they were harder to pull up, and I had to focus on the surface, on what was on the outside first of what I was doing in order to get to that deep part. You can't just, one day I'm just self-aware. It's a journey, it's a process. And as long as you keep trying to figure out why, you'll find it. It takes time, and sometimes we're not ready. Sometimes, like I have suppressed memories that come out little by little, because I know that if it all just hit me like a ton of bricks, I might go into depression or something. So the world is working perfectly for us. It's us who have let everything that we've been through in life keep us from seeing that everything is working. We let our parents, like my mom, she used to be like, your booty's jiggly, or like just make me feel bad about certain stuff, and I believed them. Or like our peers and stuff. And we have to break free from that. And I just want to let you guys know it's doable, because I have so much trauma. And I feel so free now. And every day I'm becoming freer. And it's been 5 years. It took me 5 years to get to this point where I'm actually saying F social anxiety. I used to be scared to go live and just talk about things because I thought I would sound stupid. And it took me 5 years to get to this point. So, it's a never-ending journey. When I'm 50, I'm going to be doing something else. And when you're 50, you're going to be doing something else. We're speaking life into you. You're going to be here for a long time. And, you're not going to just awaken to something one day and it's going to be perfect. It's a never-ending cycle. What would life be if everything was just perfect? If you just got everything? You got to work and undevelop and reprogram and develop new habits. You got to undevelop stuff that you've been taught. Reprogram yourself from things you've been taught. And that takes time. That takes time because, you got to see it. So I'm going to go live again on Friday and talk about how our childhood affects us in adulthood. And like kind of harp on this subject, but go a little more in depth for those of you who want to heal. And I thank you guys for watching me. Thank you, baby girl. I love you. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.